Hi there fellow guitarists, welcome to today's tutorial. This is Note by Note Guitar, and I'm happy to be doing this for you today. As you probably already know by the title of the thumbnail, this is Etude No. 1 by the Brazilian composer Heitor Villa Lobos. I do have another one of his pieces on here, Prelude No. 1, and that's a cool piece too, but today this is study number 1. For those of you that don't know, there's 12 of these particular etudes, and this is probably the most popular and well known of all of them. It is technically pretty difficult, but as you've probably seen, it's fairly repetitive in the right hand. There's just a couple of areas where he does depart from the pattern of the study. So I'm going to just teach you that right hand basic pattern first, and then I'll show you all the chords right through from the beginning to the end. I've played it a little bit slower than normal. That's just so that you can get an idea of how it sounds. Most people race through this thing, and it is a bit of a pleasure to be able to play it really fast. But sometimes, you know, for the sake of teaching, you can't really hear it. So if you can, play a little bit faster than I've just played it today, when you've got it up to speed, that is. If you like this video, please destroy that like button, and make sure to check me out on Facebook, Instagram, and I've got a new website up and running. So make sure you check that out too. There's some cool stuff on there. You know, you can become a basic member. Doesn't cost anything, and that means you can have a fast login and download these free tabs to your heart's content. You know, I offer free tabs, and I've also got an upgraded tabs version, which is sheet music tabs as well, and the fingering for both hands. Fingering is really important if you're looking to accelerate your growth on the guitar. It's sometimes a real help if you have the fingering the left hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, and P-I-M-A written out above the notes. Believe you me, I still use that. Even when I'm learning a new piece, if the fingering is there, usually I hope that it is, and it can give me a real accelerated way to learn the piece. But anyway, I've talked enough. Let's do this. This is the basic right hand pattern. Your thumb, P, is going to do everything on the 6, 5 and 4 strings. Okay, so just remember that. Thumb, these 3 strings here. Index, middle and annular, the first 3 strings, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's look at the first part of the pattern. It's P, I, P, I. Okay, so that's 6, 4, then 5, 3. Those are the strings. P, I, P, I. 6, 4, 5, 3. Then it's going to be PM. That's 4 and 2. Let's put that together. P-I, P-I, P-M. Then I-A, I-A. From the 3 to the first strings. Then we have M-A. That's from 2 to 1. Then I-M from 3 to 2. Then P-I, 4 to 3, and then P-I, 5 to 4. This index finger does actually move to the 4th string, but the thumb doesn't go beyond the 4th string. So the index finger is the one that's kind of shifting around a little bit. So let's put all of that together. P-I, P-I, P-M, I-A, M-A, I-M, P-I, P-I. Okay. Arguably, the most difficult part of this is this bit. That's I-A-M-A. That, for me anyway, that's absolutely the trickiest part of the whole thing. Because you're using M and A so quickly together. Like that. It's a very rare kind of thing to do on the guitar. Like that, especially at this high speed. What I tried to do when I was learning this, I used to accent every note that was played with the M finger like this. And that just made me more aware of this finger. Alright, let's move into the chords now. It is in the key of E minor, and we're starting with an E minor chord. I use my 3rd and 4th fingers here. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. I just use it because it makes getting to the 2nd chord a little easier for me. There, it's 2nd fret on the A string and 2nd fret on the D string. That's the chord, and now you apply that pattern to it 2 times. Then you're going to move. Okay, there I'm moving these 2 fingers along to the 3rd fret on the A string, 4th fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the G string, 1st fret on the B string. Same pattern done twice. Then I go back to the E minor chord, but notice I've swapped my fingers around. That's because of the chord that comes after this. So it's just like the first chord, but I've changed my fingers around. Every chord, play through twice. Then we're moving to this B7 chord with an F sharp in the bass. 2nd fret on the 6th string, 1st fret on the D string, and then 2nd fret on the G and E strings. Pay attention that your open A rings. It's really hard to, sometimes that happens. It just means your 2nd finger is usually the culprit and it's resting across, and it's causing that string not to ring properly. They can be avoided by just pushing your wrist forward. Then we're going to the E minor chord again, but now there's an inversion, which means I'm putting a different note, or a note other than E, in the bass. So it's 2nd fret and 2nd fret on the A and D strings, but now there's an added G, 3rd fret on the 6th string. Same pattern twice. Then, this is probably one of the hardest parts for me, because my hands actually aren't that big and I can't stretch them out that far, but it's an E major chord with a G sharp in the bass, so E major 1st inversion. So these 2 fingers have stayed there, and 1st finger is going to the 1st fret on the G string, and 4th finger to the 4th fret on the 6th string. Same pattern. That's moving here from here. Then we're moving to the first bar chord, A minor, which is just like this shape here, E minor, but you're going to move that along to the 7th fret, and your 1st finger is going to bar across the 5th fret. Once again, twice. Then you're going to leave this finger on and you're just going to put these 2 here like this. This goes onto the 6th fret of the 6th string, and this 4th finger goes onto the 7th fret of the G string. Once again, twice. Then we're moving the bar to the 7th fret to an A minor shape. Barring at the 7th fret, and then 9th fret on the D, 9th fret on the G, and 8th fret on the B string. Through again, you know the drill. Twice. Then we're going to an E suspended 2nd chord with the B in the bass, which means I'm just lifting my 2nd finger off. So there. Then to a B7 chord. Keep the bar at the 7th fret, and your 3rd finger is going to the 9th fret on the A string, and 2nd finger 8th fret on the G string. Twice. And then we're going to the first crazy chord. I don't even know what chord this is. I haven't really analysed this section harmonically. It's more like just a chromatic thing. So I'm just going to teach you the shape, and then I'm going to show you the trick. Alright, it's 10th fret on the G string with the 1st finger, 12th fret on the B string with the 4th finger, 12th fret on the D string with the 3rd finger, and 11th fret on the A string with the 2nd finger. It's the same shape. Sometimes this is a bit strange to pick because you've got a couple of open strings and 4 fingered strings, and they're so high up that they're pressing these down, and these 2 are still up high. So sometimes you check your picking. You know, you could move back here a little bit. That's how I found anyway. You may not encounter that difficulty, but anyway, you're going to go through that twice as normal. Then you're going to move this along, or down or up. It's ambiguous, that phrase, but we're going to be going this way, one fret at a time. So you move this exact shape all the way. Then you're going to get here, you still do it. Now what you do is, this finger is going to come off and you slide this shape one more time. There. Okay. I'll do that again. You've reached here. So your first finger is now at the first fret on the G string. Lift this off and slide one more time. Do it twice as usual. Then you're going to go to an E minor chord. This is quite simple. All you're going to do is just lift this finger off, and this is going to slide to the second fret on the A string, and you should have this finger still there, the second fret on the D string from the previous chord, from this chord, and then just to there like that. When you're coming down here, you've got to kind of lift these fingers up a little bit so that they avoid that screechy sound.